Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. A major WWE superstar suffered a huge loss in a one-on-one match on this week's Raw. The outcome of the contest has not been well received by the wrestling world, with many expressing anger over Triple H's booking of the former world champion. On the May 12, 2025 edition of Raw, Finn Balor faced AJ Styles. The bout saw interference from the Judgment Day members. However, the Phenomenal One managed to overcome their attempts. In the end, Penta neutralized the heel faction, creating a distraction that allowed Styles to capitalize with a phenomenal forearm on the Demon King. This encounter marked an unfortunate milestone for Finn Balor, as it was his 18th defeat in his last 20 matches on WWE TV. After the former Universal Champion broke his silence on Instagram, the wrestling world flooded his comment section. Fans urged Triple H to stop wasting the Prince's talent and expressed their desire for him to join Tony Khan's AEW. Some users suggested Balor should leave the Judgment Day for a singles title run, envisioning a babyface turn for him. Tensions between Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor have been steadily rising over the past few months, revealing cracks within the Judgment Day. This friction seemingly intensified after the 43-year-old was pinned by Dirty Dom in a fatal four-way match for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. During a Q&A session on WrestleBinge, WrestleVote stated that Finn Balor needed a babyface run and that WWE could soon pull the trigger on this creative direction. Only time will tell when the Stamford-based promotion will make a major shift in Balor's character. The May 13, 2025 edition of WWE Raw has left the WWE Universe divided, frustrated, and fiercely vocal after a shocking moment involving a beloved former world champion. In what should have been a triumphant night for a fan favorite, the exact opposite unfolded, a moment that sent a wave of anger crashing across social media and wrestling forums. The trigger? A painful, record-setting defeat that highlighted the underutilization of one of the most respected names in the company today. And the fury? It was all directed toward WWE's chief content officer, Triple H. In the main event of Raw, former WWE champion Shinsuke Nakamura suffered his 10th straight televised loss, a brutal milestone that fans were not prepared to see. Facing off against the surging Braun Breaker in a match that lasted barely 6 minutes, Nakamura was once again on the receiving end of a decisive pinfall. The bout, which saw little offense from Nakamura, ended with Breaker delivering a thunderous Steiner Bulldog followed by a running power slam. The crowd in Norfolk, Virginia, offered a mixed reaction, not because they didn't respect Breaker's athleticism, but because it was clear Nakamura was no longer being treated as the elite competitor he once was. As the referee's hand struck the mat for the third time, social media exploded. Within minutes, hashtags like #JusticeForNakamura, #FreeNakamura, and #TripleFail were trending. Thousands of tweets and posts flooded the internet, with fans calling out to WWE for what they called a blatant mishandling of an international wrestling icon. Comments ranged from disappointed observations to outright fury. This man was a king in NGPW. He headlined Wrestle Kingdom. He was one of the greatest intercontinental champions in WWE. And now, he's a glorified stepping stone. Triple H, stop wasting this man. Another fan added, "If this is how you treat a legend like Nakamura, no wonder people are talking about jumping to AEW. Better go to AEW. At least they value their veterans. Look what they did with Christian Cage and Bryan Danielson." While losing streaks in wrestling aren't uncommon, often used to build sympathy or tee up redemption arcs, many fans are questioning whether there is any plan for Nakamura at all. His recent booking has seen him regularly putting over younger talent, often without any semblance of a competitive fight. And this week's loss only added to that pattern. Basic STAGREACTIONS. He deserves BTTer. Backstage reports coming out of Raw indicate that even some WWE talent are quietly sharing the fans' frustrations. One anonymous superstar told Wrestling Pulse, "Everyone respects Nakamura back here. He's a legend, a real artist in the ring. It's heartbreaking to see him not getting the spotlight or a meaningful story. A lot of us were hoping Triple H would rebuild him after the Royal Rumble. Nakamura's last win came nearly 5 months ago in a short match on SmackDown against Cedric Alexander. Since then, he has not only failed to win, but has been booked in increasingly shorter matches. What's more telling is the lack of character development or narrative around these losses. There's been no hint of a heel turn, no teased frustration, no interviews addressing the streak. It's almost as if WWE expects the fans not to notice. But they have noticed, and they're not staying silent. Triple H under fire. Is he losing the locker room? Since taking over creative responsibilities in 2022, Triple H has received widespread praise for long-term storytelling and elevating younger stars. But even his biggest supporters are now questioning some of his choices. Nakamura's downfall stands in stark contrast to the rising success of stars like Gunther, Braun Breaker, and Solo Sikoa, talents who are receiving the full force of creative investment. One Reddit user put it bluntly, "Triple H books his favorites like gods and forgets everyone else exists." Nakamura could have had a late career renaissance like Edge or Rey Mysterio. Instead, he's stuck in wrestling purgatory. Another user chimed in, "Nakamura versus Gunther here at WrestleMania could have stolen the show. But instead, we got Nakamura losing on Raw in 5 minutes. It's a disgrace." There's a growing perception that WWE is wasting an opportunity to cash in on Nakamura's international star power. In Japan, he remains one of the most recognized WWE names. In the US, his charisma and unique wrestling style made him an instant favorite during his early NXT run. But that momentum, fans say, has been squandered. The AEW buses, it is a movie possible. It didn't take long for fans and pundits to begin speculating about a potential jump to AEW. With Shinsuke Nakamura's WWE contract rumored to be expiring in early 2026, many believe that if the current trend continues, the King of Strong Style could seriously consider leaving. AEW President Tony Khan has made no secret of his interest in Japanese legends. He recently signed Hiroshi Tanahashi for a series of appearances, and Kazuchika Okada is currently one of AEW's top draws. A Nakamura debut would send shockwaves through the wrestling world, and fans are already fantasy booking dream matches with Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson, Malachi Black, and Swerve Strickland. Imagine Nakamura versus Omega with no restrictions. AEW gives guys creative freedom. WWE turned Nakamura into a joke, wrote one fan on X. Another AEW supporter added, "In AEW, Nakamura wouldn't be wasted. He'd be given the time, the respect, and the storytelling his legacy deserves." Whether or not Nakamura would leave WWE remains to be seen. He has long expressed his love for living in the United States and surfing in Florida. But as many fans point out, even the most laid-back talent have their limits. And if WWE won't give him a purpose, AEW might. WWE's RESPONSE? Silence. So far, WWE has not addressed the fan backlash. Nakamura himself hasn't posted about the match or the streak, which only fuels more speculation. Some fans hope this silence is part of a larger story being developed. Perhaps WWE is planning a major shift, a heel turn, or an eventual redemption arc for Nakamura. Others are less hopeful. It's not a slow burn. It's not a build-up. It's just neglect, said a longtime fan on Discord. Still, a few optimistic voices remain. WWE might be pulling a reverse underdog story. Let the fans rally and then give Nakamura the push he deserves. But if they're not planning that, they're playing with fire. Lee Jacy in danger. For many, this latest development feels like a turning point, not just in Nakamura's WWE career, but in how fans view WWE's commitment to its veterans. While legends like Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns continue to thrive at the top of the card, others, like Nakamura, Finn Balor, and even AJ Styles, are starting to feel like background players in a game they helped build. Wrestling is cyclical. Legends fall, rookies rise, and creative resets happen. But when a former world champion, an international icon, and one of the most charismatic performers in the company hits a milestone of 10 straight televised losses, questions must be asked. Was it all part of the plan? Or is it proof that WWE has no plan at all? Moving forward, what's next for Nakamura? As the dust settles from Raw, speculation grows about Nakamura's next appearance. Will he get a rematch? Will a surprise partner emerge to start a new tag team arc? Or will he quietly disappear from TV again until his next scripted loss? The fans have made one thing clear: they're watching closely. And if WWE continues to ignore the outcry, they may not just lose fan loyalty, they may lose Nakamura altogether. Because the chants have already begun, BETT or go to AEW. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.